The next area is probably going to be our greatest focus that we'll be talking about today, Keith and I. Employer practices liability insurance. This is everything I'll be talking about now. If you do not have an employer practices liability policy, all these areas I will be talking about will not be covered. They're only covered in this type of policy. Employer practices liability, I speak to a lot of restaurant owners, and so many don't have the policy for various reasons. Either your broker did not discuss it with you, maybe the importance of this type of policy was not brought up to you, or the limits were inadequate, and many times some important items were not part of your EPLI policy. Another extremely important area a lot of people heard about, sexual harassment. This could be verbal or nonverbal, fraternization, third party, amongst a number of items. Verbal and nonverbal is such an encompassing area. It could be jokes, maybe one person say it, another person interprets it differently. It could be emails, it could be texting. My kids use the term sexting. It could be the same or opposite sex. Most important is a thorough, objective, neutral investigation. And here's another area that everybody knows, the state law, that when you have over 50 managers that you need to provide sexual harassment training, and that's every 2 years. I recommend, again, spending a couple $100, train no matter how many managers you have, that at least that every other year, even if it's not even required. A little simple training can prevent hundreds of thousands of dollars in lawsuit, because so many managers and owners and employees, they don't know what construes sexual harassment, and it's such a broad area today. It can even be finger symbols. It doesn't even have to, again, be verbal. Fraternization. Fraternization could be employee to employee or employee to manager. Could even be a consensual relationship. I had one restaurant where the waitress had I'm not going to go too details here, non-intercourse sex with the manager in the restaurant after hours. This was going on for a number of months. Well, once they broke up, it usually happens when there's a breakup, there's a claim. She made a claim that the manager sexually harassed her, coerced her, and forced her. Well, they had an employer practices liability policy with us. The payout was over $300,000. And one of the worst things for the restaurant owners, besides that they knew they were covered, is the employee, the waitress that made this claim, she could not be fired. She was a protected class, so they get to see her every day, knowing everything that happened before. Third parties. This is an area I'm seeing a big trend with restaurants today. This can be sexual harassment between an employee to a vendor or an employee to a customer. So again, make sure these type of items as well can be covered in your EPLI policy. Many times it's an option for either minimal or no cost. You can add that to protect yourself against this.